And now, the general weather around Alaska.
First graphic here showing a wind advisory out for Isabel Pass there in the eastern Alaska Range and the surrounding areas for winds gusting to 50 miles an hour from the south, predominantly the south there, and that's out until 10 p.m. this evening. And from there, going to fire danger map for Spruce. Not much to look at, a lot of blue over the interior, although I get up to high fire danger here over toward Northway and Tok. They're just north or along and north of the eastern Alaska Range in that small area there. And so from there, just going to satellite imagery. A lot of, or actually a front here, kind of stationary down across Cook Inlet and through Shelikof Strait here, Alaska Peninsula, and slowly drifting eastward here over the interior with areas of rain all along this band of cloudiness up into all the way up to the Arctic coast there, where it's lighter into the Brooks Range, and not too bad over the southeast coast, cloud free area there, at least in the south. There are a few isolated showers up to the north and some bands of clouds out over the Bering Sea, but nothing of which is associated with any storminess to speak of there. Some clouds drifting into the Pribilof Islands, and some more mid and high level moisture out to the west. On the chart here is low pressure, pretty good low pressure area here up over the, well, just south of the eastern Arctic coast, eastern North Slope, front trailing down from that's been coming westward overnight last night and into today, and then kind of stalling out here due to high pressure in the Gulf of Alaska over Cook Inlet and then down along the Alaska Peninsula with areas of light rain from False Pass northeastward into northeast Bristol Bay. Light rain at times over south central Alaska, although much heavier up in the Susitna Valley, with nearly an inch falling in some areas there in the last 24 hours. And some good rains up into the eastern interior. Lighter though over the Yukon Flats, with rain and showers extending westward to that trough there over the northwest part of the state. Isolated showers, nothing really heavy, but just more clouds and a little cooler over the northern panhandle. More sunshine and warmer, with temperatures in some locations rising into the lower to mid 70s. And for tonight, that pattern doesn't change too much. Still a risk of a shower here from Yakutat in toward Elfin Cove, Gustavus. Otherwise, I mean, pretty negligible. Stays mostly clear and fair with low clouds along the outer coastline of the southeast coast. Showers here, central eastern interior, all the way down northern Cook Inlet, Madanuska, Susitna Valley areas, really tapering off as you head south, ending for Kodiak Island. Dry here from the Seward Peninsula, Kotzebue Sound, all the way down into Bristol Bay. And showers of rain or snow, or just flat out rain or snow for the Arctic coast into the North Slope, with temperatures dropping down to near freezing tonight in these areas, right into the Brooks Range. And south of the mountains, though, that'll be in the form of rain. Out west, high pressure here over the Chukchi Sea, light winds, dry conditions, a lot of low clouds, fog, and IFR conditions for the Bering Sea. Some of that coming onshore here into the southwest interior, the light westerly flow, but a couple of bands, weak troughs, that's about it out over the Bering. That'll hold through tomorrow. One of those bands pushes eastward, not quite making it to the Pribilof, so some associated with some light rain, fog, drizzle, and that sort of pattern, but that will drag across the central Aleutians and still looks chilly and wet here. A little drippy up there for the Arctic coast into the North Slope and the Brooks Range, as well as the upper Tanana Valley there, or the mid Tanana Valley, back up to the Yukon Flats. Showers over the 40-mile country, scattering out and ending over Bristol, or over Copper River Basin. It'll be dry over Bristol Bay. And slowly diminishing showers here south central Alaska, mostly over the mountainous terrain in the afternoon, maybe Prince William Sound, but dry for the North Gulf Coast. Partly and mostly sunny for the southeast coast after possibly some morning low clouds, fog that'll persist right along the coastline or just offshore through the day. And then for the outlook on Monday, low pressure weaker, but still over the eastern Brooks Range there, keeps it damp and unsettled up in that area, down along this trough, extending out to the Yukon Delta, northern Kuskokwim Valley, showers or areas of light rain. And then more widespread precipitation here over the northern Bering Sea with this weak low that drifts westward here. And not much of it won't be a wind producer at all here. Light winds out over the Bering, and high pressure keeps winds light from the North Gulf Coast and the southeast coast. Light winds out over the Bering Sea with a lot of low clouds and fog and very little in the way of any clearing. A little drier, but still on the chilly side there for the North Slope into the Brooks Range. And for the lows tonight, lower 30s for the Arctic coast into the, say, around Anaktuvuk Pass there, but south of the mountains in the 40s to near 50, 50 to 55 south central Alaska, 40s out to the west, lower 50s over the southeast coast. Highs tomorrow, 50s over the interior areas, maybe lower 60s down into the Sitna Valley, northern Cook Inlet area. Warmest conditions, southern southeast coast, lower 70s there to upper 60s to the north. Highs staying in the 30s for the North Slope and Arctic coast, into the Brooks Range, 50s south of the mountains, 40s out to the west. And lows, lower 30s for the Arctic coast and North Slope, 27 now for Anaktuvuk Pass. So I guess fall has arrived, summer's over. Lows in the mid to upper 40s for the central interior, 50s to the south. And the highs for Monday afternoon, cool 50s and 60s over all of Alaska here south of the Brooks Range, 30s and 40s north of the mountains up there, 70s for the southeast coast.